Between these two schools, they've won 9 NCAA championships, 19 ACC tournament titles, and produced 6 Herman Trophy winners, including last year's recipient, Maryland's Patrick Mullins. And tonight, for the 76th time, the Virginia Cavaliers will play host to the Maryland Terrapins.
It's a damp night in Charlottesville, but you better believe the action's going to be hot. We're at Klockner Stadium as the Cavaliers and the Terrapins get ready to do battle. Good evening, folks. I'm Mike Hogwood along with Richard Broad. Glad to have you with us tonight for ACC soccer. And Richard, when you talk about Virginia and Maryland, you crank it up just a little bit. It's going to be intense.
An extra octave. Maryland went out, had a very difficult match with Notre Dame this week. Sasha Surovsky brought him back in. He said, now we've got to get ready for our rival. George Gelnovich and the Cavaliers feel the same way about Maryland.
Well, we're going to see some great players tonight, including the defending Herman Trophy winner, Patrick Mullins. He is really outstanding.
He won the Herman Award last year, and a lot of people thought he was going to turn pro. He surprised them of not doing it. As Sasha Surovsky says, for all the right reasons. He's an outstanding student. He's a leader on the team. He loves Maryland, and I think he might just like to bring another national championship to College Park.
He's had a great year. Let's take a look at Maryland's lineup tonight.
They've got a lot of outstanding players, great depth, but the most important man, in my opinion, is that number 18 Dakota Edwards in the back. When he was injured early in the year, they struggled defensively. The sophomore adds stability to the Maryland back line.
Now, Virginia lost 3 of their first 4 games, but they've come on in large part thanks to these 2 guys.
Thanks to these guys and a lineup change by George Gelnovich. These 2 in the midfield have really been the spark, especially Eric Bird, the attacking midfielder. He scored a number of goals recently. And Todd Wharton, you just write him in the lineup and know he's going to get the job done as he has throughout his career here in Charlottesville.
All right, Richard, what's the key to their lineup tonight?
Well, the key is really back in the net. They lost Spencer Lasavita, who's been the starter the last 2 years. They've replaced him with a transfer, Jeff Gall from Creighton, who played in that Creighton team that went to the Final Four. He's done a great job thus far for Virginia.
All right, the players are ready, so are we. You want some great soccer? Hang on. It's on the way from here in Charlottesville, Virginia. And we're just about ready to go here. Maryland, Virginia, you can see both teams are nationally ranked. It's a great venue here at Klockner Stadium. There's Sasha Surovsky in his 22nd season. Won 2 national championships in 05 and 08. 7 appearances in the College Cup for Maryland. And on the other side, George Gelnovich in his 18th season. This year, he became the 2nd Virginia coach with 250 wins. That happened on September 24th. The other with 250, of course, great coach Bruce Arena here. And this Virginia team won the national championship in 2009. As you can see, they are in their own blue uniforms. Maryland is in white. Richard, I'm excited about this tonight. It's going to be fun.
Well, it should be. You've got a young Virginia team, some young players in Maryland, but they've got a lot of veteran experience. Virginia sees this as an opportunity to take over the balance of power in the ACC.
Virginia 6-3-2, 2-2-2 in league play. Maryland 5-2-4. They're unbeaten in league play at 4-0-2. Number 20 for Virginia, Patrick Foss. That's been quite a story for the Cavaliers.
It's a great story. Scott Thompson was a starter all his freshman year, part of this year, and Patrick Foss has moved into the lineup. He's soccer through and through. His dad is a soccer producer. His brother was captain at George Mason. He adds an element of creativity and a good left foot in the back.
One of many Virginians here on this Virginia team. George Gelnovich's done a great job recruiting here. There's the cross in the box. Bird, number 11, keep your eye on him. He's the leading goal scorer on this Virginia team.
He's already been very active, Eric Bird. I like seeing that if you were for Virginia.
Quickly reversed Fields. There's the header, goal! The cross right in front of the goal, and number 31, Tsuba Indo out of Japan And what a difference maker he's been for this Maryland team, and they go up 1-0.
He certainly has been. Usually it's Endo getting the ball and finding Mullins, but this is a great ball by Shiloh Shuma. Mullins running down the left side where he's very dangerous with that left foot. Gets a little bit of space, really good ball brought back in, and there's Endo finishing in the second minute of the game. Maryland up 1-0.
Boy, that was a perfect ball there, wasn't it?
Brilliant ball by Pat Mullins. He can not only score, but he can serve it. And that's the way to head the ball by Endo. Down on the goal line, little chance for Jeff Gall.
Tsubasa Endo out of Tokyo scores the first goal for Maryland. Has now 6 goals on the season. Well, how big is it if you're on the road in an intense rivalry to score first? Not only scoring first, Richard, but scoring early.
Well, Sasha Surovsky pointed out a counterattack is very important, and that's where they got the goal from. Sometimes, Mike, you can score too early and think it's going to be easy. I don't think Maryland will take that approach. How will Virginia respond? This young team, they've gotten a real jolt. Will they come back and get after Maryland?
See what they do on the free kick here.
I think this is Patty Foss, who's got a lethal left foot.
Shot and goal! Virginia able to come right back and answer. How about that? It is on here in Charlottesville tonight. Todd Wharton, number 7, sophomore out of Glen Allen, Virginia. Started every game this year. What a steady player.
So many restarts are not directly from the kick itself. Good service by Patrick Foss. Ball comes out in the top of the box, and a great strike by Wharton. He's a very sound player technically. That's how Virginia responds, by drawing even within less than a minute.
Well, I talked about Virginia players staying in state. Wharton, a former Virginia High School Player of the Year, came here to Charlottesville, and he has just leveled it at 1. I think we're going to have fun tonight, huh? This is something. A lot happening here early. Keep your eye on Mullins. He's number 15. Number 31 there is Endo, who scored the goal. Cleared out. It will be a Maryland throw-in on the far side.
We take a look at this again. Good service by Patrick Foss, but it's a second ball coming out of the rebound. Excellent technique by Wharton. Maryland doesn't get out quickly enough. Very little chance for Zach Steffen to make a save.
Wharton, sophomore on the all-freshman team last year.
You see Pat Mullins battling. I like what's happened here for Maryland. Pat Mullins is a very good player up front, but he's also lethal coming down that left side. He's played the left midfield a lot in his career in College Park. They play him up front. I think maybe at the next level he could be an outside midfielder. Very dangerous in that part of the field.
Well, you mentioned at the beginning of our broadcast, he had a chance to go to that next level. Did not do it. Senior from New Orleans and the big leader of this team. Here's Endo for Maryland. Great ball, ahead it goes to Virginia's number 12, Riggs Lennon, who's had a tremendous year.
Very impressive player, the freshman Riggs Lennon, but a good work by Jeremy Raley to track back and deny the counterattacking opportunity.
Wow, what a great move. There's a shot and a score! Wow, how about that? Marcus Landy to 4.
Virginia plays with 2 wide players, but they often come inside. This is Solandi to 4, coming inside. Great individual artistry, beating 2 guys right away. going past Cronali and ripping the ball to the far post. Great goal by Solandi DeFore.
Solandi DeFore, that is only his second goal of this season. And we welcome you back to Charlottesville. Our score 3-3 here at halftime. And guess what, folks? Richard and I are glad we got a little tent over our heads because it is raining. We saw that rain last night at the women's game, but it has started here. How's that going to impact the second half?
Well, believe it or not, it could lead to more scoring if that's at all possible. This mist makes a slick footing, leaves the defense a little bit unbalanced, and with the fast forwards on both Virginia and Maryland, who's to tell how many goals we're still looking for?
Speaking of fast forward, here we go with the first half highlights, and it was Maryland who scored first.
Right, Pat Mullins going down the flank, serving it back in. Endo on the header. Maryland's up 1-0, but we're not done. Patty Foss with the restart. Ball comes out at the top of the box. Wharton strikes it impeccably, and Virginia's even 1-1. And then that individual brilliance, Marcus Solandi DeFore beats two guys at the top of the box, beats Cronali, drills the ball to the far post.
Great left
Virginia's
foot.
ahead 2-1. Maryland is not to be denied. They keep playing, and here's a giveaway by Kyler Sullivan in the back. He's a little bit too casual with the ball, and Sowers doesn't give up on it, keeps running at the defense. He's taken down by Brown for a penalty kick, which you know who's going to take it. The Herman Award winner Mullins drills it to the goalkeeper's right to make it 2-2. And Pat Mullins, as George Gelnovat said, he's been a handful. They can't stop him. This time he draws a penalty himself. He'll take it again, and he's going to go to the same side once again, putting the Terps up 3-2. And we're not completely finished even now. Patty Foss with that lethal left foot. Didn't think anybody touched it, but they gave credit. I think it skimmed maybe off Matt Brown.
Hit his hair, maybe.
At halftime.
Matt Brown, and then there were several near misses. Here's one of them for Virginia.
Yeah,
there was also one for Maryland. I don't see how that happened and didn't score.
I don't know. That ball hit Riggs Lennon, and it just bounded to Stephan. And look at this work by Jake Pace, the moving mountain driving through everybody. And how does that not go in? Good work by Pace coming off the bench. He's been a spark plug for Maryland all year.
All right. Right now, it was a great half. Let's talk to Maryland's coach, Sasho Surofsky. Your thoughts on the first half and what's ahead, Sasho?
Well, I don't think we're making any videos of, principles of defending in that half, but there was a lot of exciting attacking stuff. Look, both teams have dynamic attacking players. There's been some mistakes on both sides. Hopefully we have to minimize the mistakes we're making and keep our attack going the same way. And look, it's a tie game at half, no matter what the score is. I'm sure it's exciting for the fans. I'm sure the coaches were getting gray hair with the giveaways, but it's Maryland, Virginia. What can you say?
Sasha, we talked to you earlier in the week. You said that this can be a counterattacking team and young defensive, explosive attacks. Saw that you had to make that adjustment in the back to deal with the pace of the Virginia forwards.
Yeah, I mean, we had to put a couple of guys that were maybe a little quicker, a little bit better matchups for us, and we made the change. I thought they did a nice job, and we have a lot of backs that have played a lot of minutes this year, and I think they were a little bit slow on the turn, and so we made some changes. It's been positive.
All right, Sasha, thanks a lot. Can't wait for the second half.
All right.
And we got the second half on the way from here at Charlottesville. We are all tied at 3 between these two big rivals, Maryland and Virginia. Thank you, Tom. Boy, I tell you what, this men's game between Virginia and Maryland was something special, Richard. 3-3, double overtime tie. But you never would have believed it the way this game started.
Well, it exploded. 3 goals in the first 5 minutes and 6 goals in the first half. But I thought it showed the ability of these coaches to adjust. Sasha Surofsky bringing on those 2 youngsters, those 2 freshmen had the speed to deal with Virginia's fast forwards. And George Gelnovat showing great confidence in his more experienced defenders, keeping McBride and Brown in and denying Mullins much in the second half.